Well, the Steelers, they're one of the highest pressure teams of the AFC North because of a few reasons. But let's rock, and I'll explain. Please be sure to like and subscribe on this video for more day-to-day update content. For now, enjoy the video. Let's talk sports. All right, what's going on, guys? My name is Antonio, and welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast. Today, we are talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the Steelers, as we all know, are had an interesting offseason and are currently in talks with the 49ers to try to trade for Brandon Ayuk. But it may happen, it may not. I mean, it wouldn't probably change that much of what the Steelers are. But before I get into all of that, I want to mention if you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to aim for 375 subscribers. I am currently at 340. So if we can get 35 more subscribers, that would be really deeply appreciated. So be sure to smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And for now, let's get this discussion underway. Now, the Steelers are under a lot of pressure because of a variety of reasons. Number one, they got two quarterbacks that have a lot to prove. Russell Wilson is still fighting pretty much for his career, and along with Justin Fields, still trying to make his coveted first playoff appearance, which he wasn't getting anywhere with Chicago. But other than that, this team has a lot of pressure on it because the offense of Pittsburgh has not been great in years. I mean, the last time that they were actually relatively relevant was back when Big Ben was there, but they have not been as great without Big Ben. But now, if Ayuk does come in, this might change it entirely. It might change of where I currently have the Steelers at right now, which is coming in last place of the AFC North and having a losing season. If Brandon Ayuk does go there, not that I'm saying he will, not that I'm saying he won't, but if he does go there, it would probably still somewhat remain the same. I would still have him projected to have a losing season, but they would slightly go ahead of the Cleveland Browns, just a smidge, because we don't know what's kind of going to come out of Deshaun Watson. But the Steelers, they have by far one of the worst offensive coordinators in the National Football League, which is by the name of Arthur Smith, who is worse than Matt Canada. Now, I know people are looking back to his years in Tennessee, but the Tennessee Titans, when Arthur Smith was there, only had one AFC championship appearance. Let's just take that into note. And Arthur Smith also was 21 and 30 as the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons that had a 17th ranked offense and 11th ranked defense and still went 7 and 10. Does anyone know of a team that has done that, gone 7 and 10 with a 17th ranked offense and 11th ranked defense? None that I'm aware of. But my point is to the Steelers. Their defense is amazing. Sure, if their defense is able to become the number one scoring defense and absolutely just leave the offense on the sidelines, absolutely this team could be amazing. But the fact of the matter is, their offense has not been great in years. They have been bottom 20 in the NFL in total offense for years. They have been in this position ever since Big Ben left and even during his last few seasons. But the fact still stands. They are not ahead of the Ravens. They are not ahead of the Bengals. They are not ahead of the Chiefs as far as like outside the AFC North. Because right now, if there are multiple teams outside of the AFC North that I can name that are ahead of the Steelers, I can name the Chiefs. I can name the Raiders. I could name Texans, the Jags, the Colts, the Dolphins, the Bills, and potentially the Jets if they are really a Super Bowl contender, which I was even like, what the freak? How are the Jets a Super Bowl contender? I was still questioning that.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
But anyways, other than that, but the Steelers, they gotta prove themselves because their offense, sure, they had Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph. I actually think they should have stayed with Mason Rudolph. I actually think that. But Russell Wilson, this guy has been terrible ever since leaving Seattle. He is 17 and 27 in his last 3 years. And it's not like Russell Wilson getting any younger. I mean, his multiplier is not going to go down. I mean, he's getting older and older every minute of every day. And then Justin Fields, he is 10 and 28 as a starter. And the two losingest quarterbacks in the NFL, at least in the past 3 years, have now just gone to the Steelers that are built off of winning. And Mike Tomlin, I mean, he is one of the great head coaches in the league. I have no doubt, no one has any doubt about that. But when you go 8 years without winning a playoff game, it's going to get a little old of your record because we all know that Mike Tomlin has had a multitude of straight years without having a single losing season as the head coach of the Steelers. But I think it's going to happen this year because the Steelers, they have one of the hardest schedules in the National Football League.
No, 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 no. Wait, wait, wait. Wait, 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 wait.
So, the Steelers, let me go over their schedule here really quick. So, week one, they'll be going against the Atlanta Falcons. I will be calling that game. I'll have the link out here in a little bit. Then week two, they play against the Donkeys, the Denver Broncos. Always like to call them the Donkeys. But that one's going to be in Denver. I might call that game. I'm not sure yet because I go by my team schedule because I'm a Seahawks fan. Because I go look and see what the Seahawks are playing, and if they play at the same time, I'll see if they don't play at the same time, I'll see if I can get to that game because that one's going to be exciting. Because Bo Nix going against Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, that's going to be really fun to see. So hopefully I can get in that one. But anyways, I'm going on about what I'm saying. Then they have to face Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers, which Jim Harbaugh is finally back in the NFL, baby. Man, I've been waiting for that brother to come back. I have been waiting. I was only 10 years old when I saw him last in the NFL, which actually happened to be the NFC Championship game where the Seahawks beat them out in probably the most memorable post game interview of all time. I'm sorry, I just had to mention it. But, anyways, continuing. Then they play against the Indianapolis Colts, which last time they met up, the Colts beat them down with a guy named Gardner Minshew. We'll see if they have or Anthony Richardson this time, because Anthony Richardson, that guy is a baller. And then they go against the Dallas Cowboys in an old rivalry of great old Super Bowls. Which the Cowboys and the Steelers met up in three Super Bowls. Super Bowl 10, where the Steelers won that one. Another Super Bowl in Super Bowl 13, when the Steelers beat them again. And then a few years later in 1996, the Cowboys will come out with that one, which was the last time the Cowboys actually ever went to a Super Bowl or NFC Championship game. Anyways, continuing on. And then they go against the Raiders, which That one could be 50-50. I mean, I think the Raiders are going to be a sleeper team this year, but we'll of course wait and see what happens. Then the Jets, depending on what they do, I could see that maybe being a win, maybe being a loss. Then they play against the Giants. They should be an easy bag of chips. And then they go against the Commanders. But then it's when it gets tricky. Then they'll have to not only play each of their division rivals twice, which they'll have to play the Ravens, Browns, Bengals, and Browns in that order, and then have to go on the road to Philly to take on the Eagles. I can see that being an easy L because the Eagles are just far beyond stacked. And then Ravens in Baltimore. I think Lamar Jackson is going to get the Steelers number sooner or later because Derrick Henry's now there, and the defense. The Derrick Henry's a beast. I'll just say that much. Then moving down the board, then they play against Kansas City, which is the two-time back-to-back Super Bowl champion. Which that one I could see easy L, easy loss. Even though Russell Wilson did beat him last year, I don't think it's going to be the case this year because the Chiefs are newly revamped and their new team is just stacked. And then they top off the season with the Bengals. This schedule, the only games I could see being a potential road bump is the week one matchup against the Falcons, which I will be calling, by the way. I think I mentioned that earlier. Then they'll be playing against the Broncos. That one might be one to watch. That is, if the Broncos are going to be any good. Then potentially the Chargers, Colts, Cowboys, Jets, Commanders maybe if they somehow become last year's Texans, which is very highly unlikely. Then their division rivals, the Ravens, Browns, and Bengals, and then the Eagles and the Chiefs. Those are the only ones I could see that are must-win matchups for them. That's all I can see right now. But this Steelers team, I just don't think they're going to have a winning season because the schedule is just very difficult. It is super ultra difficult because they have a lot of competitors in the AFC North, and which is always known as one of the hardest divisions in the NFL.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
So let me go over some interesting stats here as far as the offensive ranks for the Steelers. Steelers last year, according to NFL.com, team stats, the Steelers ranked 29th in the according to next gen stats, in total rushing offense. And this is according to this, it isn't according to me. So the Steelers were ranked that in the rushing category. Now let me move to the passing category. Passing, the Steelers were also 29th in that category. And this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I'm saying the Steelers are in jeopardy of having a losing season. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Because even though you got Najee Harris, which I was surprised that again didn't get the 5th-year extension, and you also get Jalen Warren, who is a wrecking ball, by the way, this offense only has those two to help them. The George Pickens, he's obviously not the number one receiver with the 5 touchdowns he caught. I mean, he's not like DK Metcalf that caught about 10 last year. I mean, he's not DK Metcalf. I'm just saying that much right now. But other than that, they got also along with Quez Watkins as well. Quez Wilkins, my bad. They did get him, but he was like the number 3 overall receiver in Philly, which didn't get used that much last year. Then you also go out there and got Cortland Sutton. I mean, not Cortland Sutton. What's his name? Cordell Patterson. My bad. Cordell Patterson, who didn't even catch a single touchdown last year, nor ran for one or caught one. And then you also draft a rookie in Roman Wilson, which I see potential in him. But other than that, there's not really any big weapons. Now, if Ayuk does go there, that would be a whole different story. He would instantly become the number one receiver. Instantly. Because Russell Wilson and Justin Fields are gonna need it. Because even though Russell Wilson was a mobile quarterback, as age grows, your mobility is just very low. But as far as Justin Fields goes, I do see potential in him as well, especially if he gets time to develop under his offense. But not right now because this offense is in a terrible position, absolutely atrocious position. So we'll of course wait and see what happens. But the Steelers, they are looking like they're gonna rust into dust. But let me know in the comments what you guys think down in the comment section below. What do you guys think on the Pittsburgh Steelers? Let me know down in the comment section below. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you all in the next one. Ciao for now.